Hey y'all, welcome back to the ranch. I'm Jared Paul, and today I wanted to introduce to you my Canary Island date palm trees and my date palm trees that I grew from seed. I germinated them December 1st of 2018. So we just missed their birthday, so they're a little over a year old. I had planted these, repotted these date palm trees in these nice little terracotta pots about 6 months ago. And they've been doing fine in there. But these I just left in their original tray that they germinated. And they seem to have gotten longer not having that disruption in their growing process. So this is just nasty, and I want to display them. I like to have all my tropicals, my palms and things like that out year-round in the house. None of these go down to the basement. So I want to display them in something nice. So I have this nice little 3-pot set that Laura got me for my birthday. I had tried a couple of blue jacaranda cuttings in there, failed. And then I also tried to do some avocado cuttings in there, failed. So I'm going to dump out the soil that's in here, get these out, and then, kind of mix the two soils. Because this one seems really light, like maybe 75% perlite. And this one seems a little on the dense side. So I kind of want a happy medium going forward. So that is what's coming up on today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai. All right, y'all. So I was looking up what the difference is between a standard date palm tree and a Canary Island date palm tree. And the information I was finding was that just basically they talked about them as if they were one. So I guess one species of date palm comes from the Canary Islands, and then the other could be from anywhere, non-specifically. But I didn't notice anything as far as different sizes or things like that. I did notice that it said, a full-grown Canary Island date palm tree can have up to 15-foot fronds going out. So if that's 15 foot on each side, that's 30 feet wide. That's pretty incredible. And additionally, a 60-year-old Canary Island date palm tree is about 30 feet tall. So that's a really nice canopy. So obviously we are not going to grow them that large here at Jarhead Bonsai, but I thought it was some pretty cool information nonetheless. I love seeing the mini trees in the wild and full grown, both manicured and completely unmanicured, just to see what they're supposed to look like naturally. So yeah, this is, the soil's still a little wet. I actually just fertilized everything today, so the soil is wet as well. Wow, look at these roots all the way down here. All right, so these will be good to reuse as seed trays. I usually take one of them and I poke holes, and then I'll put something like this little guy here in between so that, it can drain down into the drip tray. But I also like, to have some additional water for humidity and such, because I have oil heat. So the air isn't too dry, but it does get drier in the winter. So just like you got to focus on drinking more water, you got to figure out more ways for your plants to drink more water. So I try to keep it more humid. That's one of my tricks. I also mist my plants a lot, my plants and trees. A lot of them can drink through their leaves, but even if they can't, I feel like it just adds that little added layer of giving them the feel they're in nature and getting rained on and morning dew. Man, these are all knotted up. Probably would have been cool as a little grouping, but I wanted to see what I had here. There we go. I had a pygmy date palm tree in South Carolina, and I had it in the front corner of my house as you came up the steps, and it was kind of angled outward, and it had 4 bases, and you know, you get those long fronds, and it had the big sharp spikes, but really just a beautiful tree. And I loved it, but when I went back to grad school in Boulder, Colorado, I left my property in charge with a property manager, and they were going to do short-term rental for me. I left the house furnished, you know, so it was his job to maintain the property. And he had said, oh yeah, I know if it's going to get below a certain temperature, I'll wrap your trees in burlap. And I was like, specifically the Pygmy Island date palm tree there and the 3 Washingtonian palms on the side. Those aren't very cold hardy. And then that February 2013, it dipped down there and it froze, got a hard freeze, and all of my expensive trees died. So it wasn't just that they were expensive, you know, you watch it grow, you prune it. The thing was like, it made the front of the house. It was that cool of a tree. So anyways, when I was hunting for seed varieties last year, I got 52 different seed varieties. I was quick to jump on date palm trees and Canary Island date palm trees together. All right. Probably wondering why I'm not doing anything with the roots. And, well, I don't like to do too much at once, especially on little babies, you know. I have tried to prune and repot at the same time and killed way too many trees, so I guess I could take out this is way too long. You know, I wasn't even paying attention with this one. I'm going to have to watch it back. I might have to repot that one. Yeah, I was talking too much. So, yeah, I'm actually going to cut that one, at least there. Long feeder root. Yeah, so these are long and stringy. All right, I'm going to stop the video and get my clippers. All right, y'all, so here we have them in their first pot since their seed tray. I think they look pretty cool in a grouping of 3. You know, it might look like just some wide grass to somebody who didn't grow them from seed, but for me, I know where they're going and I know where they came from. So they are cool to me, and I really like the way they look. That bright green and this gold tint here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach some photos that I found online of some full grown and some really nice Canary Island date palm trees and your standard date palm trees. And I hope you enjoy them. Additionally, I did a video on Cherimoya bonsai the other day, and I said, okay, now I'm going to attach some photos, and then I never attached them. So I'm going to add those photos as well. And then I took a walk at White Memorial Park. It is this huge piece of donated land that's maintained by like a land trust here in Litchfield County, Connecticut. And they have this really unique 2-mile-long boardwalk, which is a fun, nice walk or run in regular weather. But there was a full sheet of ice across the whole thing. And, you know, as you're walking, the different ice structures that were around the boardwalk from the vibrations, they were crashing down and cracking. It was really cool. And then there was an absolutely epic hickory tree. This thing, your guess is as good as mine, how wide it is. You could see the client that I'm walking with, you know, she's standing next to it and she looks like, you know, an infant. So anyways, that's going to do it after that for Jarhead Bonsai. We'll end it with a nice little set of photos and videos with some good music. And I hope everybody's enjoying their holiday season. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching Jarhead Bonsai. And if you haven't already, please hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell because there's plenty more to come. Have a great day, y'all.